everybody. In this video I'm going to be replacing this backsplash here. I'll be taking it down and putting a new backsplash up, a different type of material. This material you see up here right now is factory installed. So I'm going to put something kind of similar up there that matches these blinds here. I'm going to bring in closer, we'll take a look. So what's happened with this is this area right in here, there's a burner that's right here, and I guess there's a pan on or something. The heat dispersed up here and warped this material. The board behind it is 1/2-inch plywood, is plenty strong, and it's not damaged at all. This is adhered with a double-sided tape or some type of adhesive. It's not everywhere, it's just in a few places. So hopefully this will peel off easily. There's a caulking here, then I'm going to have to cut and remove. And then this is what I've chosen here, right here. And I was inspired to do it with this type of stuff here. The same one Carol Peck installed in one of her trailers, and she's in a Facebook group. And then there's a Dave Letcher, another group that installed something similar to this. So this is a peel and stick. This got a stainless steel on the face of it. It's brushed. I'm not sure if you can see this too well because there's the plastic wrap on it. It's easy to install. If you need to cut it between the tiles here, you just use a utility knife. If you want to cut it anywhere else, then you use a grinder with a cutoff blade on it. So it's pretty easy to install. It's supposed to be fairly heat resistant. I wouldn't put any heat directly on it. I'll be installing it, and then I'll have like 2 pieces here, and then I'm going to install some more up here. So it comes up here and it's going to go square. I'm thinking about installing this trim on here. This is actually PVC, but it looks like stainless steel. There's a trim around it. I haven't decided if I'm going to go that route yet. So let's go ahead and get this started here. I purchased this at Lowe's. You can search around Lowe's, Home Depot, or your local hardware store, or maybe on Amazon, and choose what you like. But since this matches the blinds pretty well and it looks good in this corner, nice and clean, we decided to go this route. So let's get this project started, and hopefully it goes well. So I was going to go ahead and cut this with my utility knife, but I thought I don't want to damage this. So I have a scraper here. It's a plastic scraper here, and here's the razor blades that come with it. So this is what it looks like. It's like a razor blade, but it's made out of plastic, so it won't scrape things up. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way down underneath here. I'm going to take my time, but I should be able to just get under here and break this free with this caulking. And then what I'll do, then I'll go ahead and I'll remove this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this along here, and then we'll come back and I'll start pulling this off. So I started pulling this off. It was pretty hard because it's kind of cold in here. Let's see, the temperature is about 54 degrees. So it wasn't coming off very good. It looks like it's like some type of putty, 2-sided tape. But anyway, so what I had to do is I took this blow dryer right here. I heat this up. So I'm heating this up right here where this adhesive is, and it helps it come off. Let's see if it actually does help. Oh yeah, it's a lot easier. There it goes. Oh, it seems to be coming off easier right now. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up a little bit and get this off of here, and then we'll come back to you. So I got it off. Came off pretty easy. This is a ticket to use the blow dryer right here. It doesn't have to be this specific brand. It could be any kind of blow dryer or heat gun. Anyway, the back side looks like it's like a clear plastic, and then on this side looks like some type of thick aluminum foil. Anyway, so this here, that was a ticket using that heat gun. So I was trying to, let's see, I got my cord wrapped up, pull this off, but I'm going to try here heating it up and see how easy it comes off. I don't know, that's just making it stretch, so I'm just going to have to work at it. Let me see how this works. This razor blade. I think I'm just going to have to take my time, pull it. It doesn't look like it's going to pull up the wallpaper stuff, so I'm just going to take my time and pull it off, and then I'll come back to you when I got it all off. So I got this one side done. It came off pretty good. Like you saw me, I was pulling that tape off, and it was coming off pretty good. But then what happened when I started getting into here, what I had to do is heat it with this blow dryer just slightly, not too much, or it would just tear. And then I'd start peeling it, and then I would, while I was peeling it, I was using this to work it loose, and then it seemed to peel off pretty well. So I'm not sure what this stuff is. It's like a putty, but I'm glad they used it because it came off fairly easy. If they had used like some type of a epoxy glue or something, it wouldn't have come off, and it would have marred this all up. This wall has no residue on it, so it's nice and smooth. So I'll probably just end up wiping it down with water and drying it really thoroughly before I go ahead and apply that steel and pick tile on there. So now I'm going to get started on here. The back came off pretty easy. Only took, I don't know, about 3 minutes. I just heated it up, peeled right off. And just so you know, when I wasn't filming here, when I took all this adhesive off on this side, including taking off the side here, it probably only took 5 minutes. So I'll probably have 5 minutes into this also. It took a little longer than I thought, taking all that adhesive off the back here, since I had to reach over here. It took probably 10 minutes. So I got it all cleaned up, and I got the caulking all cleaned up along the edge. And here, what I did is I took a utility knife and I cut it off square right there, and then it'll butt like that. And then if I decide to do trim along here, I'll cut it back a little bit farther. But still haven't decided on the trim yet. The wall's all cleaned up and ready for this tile. And so you can see here I put tape along here, and I left just a little bit of the countertop exposed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bead of silicone down below in the corner, and then set the tile on it so it'll seal it off from any water that might try and get down there. And what I'll use is this Lexol clear silicone. So I got that all ready. So I'm going to take these tiles down, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the back side of them. So I've got this removed from the cardboard backing. You can see here all the instructions like I showed you before. If you want to cut this flexes. You have a backing on here, and you can just bend it like that, run your utility blade down here, or any spot, except for if you want to cut a tile, then you'll need special provisions to cut that tile. And so on the back, you can see here, there's a film on here. So what you do is you remove the film off of here, then your adhesive's on here. And then you go ahead and be very careful. I want to show you this. This is very important. Is once this is up, once it's stuck hard in place, so if you push it in place, it's on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the one, I'm going to start in the corner here. I'm just going to tap a couple spots to hold it, but not hard, just to hold it in place, so that if it's not perfect, I can move it. Maybe. We'll see. Then I'll go ahead and I'll put this one up, and then I'll do the same thing here. So that's a good tip for you. One thing I did do, and it's very important, I want to make sure this is square to the wall. So this is nice and square. Luckily, the counter is square to the wall. I took this, I put it up, and I pushed everything tight in place, and I'm nice and tight along there. So I'm against the wall, and then I'm going to butt up to that. So wish me luck here. I'm going to take this off and put a bead of the silicone caulking down here, and hopefully this goes good. I cut the tip just a little bit on the silicone. I don't want to just load it up. So I just want to put a little bit of silicone down there. I want to apply that down here. So let's see. I'm going to put just a little bit. I don't want to overload it. Just enough to fill that crack so it doesn't, if any water gets through, it doesn't go and hit the wall here and do any damage. So now that I got that done, I'm going to go ahead and start applying this tile. You're going to have to forgive me. I forgot to hit record putting this one up. So what I found out was this stuff, once it touches, it's not coming off to move. So luckily I had it in the right spot. So I'm going to show you right here. I'm peeling this back, and this is very sticky. So my plan here, just tapping it and then moving it, forget about it. So luckily I had it in the right spot, or I would have been in a big trouble. So what I'm doing is I'm going to butt up here first and make sure I'm right here, because that's important, and I'm tight right here. So I'm just going to peel it back just like that. I'm going to be very careful. This stuff is stickier than I thought. So put this up here. This. I'll tell you what, it sure makes me nervous putting this up because it is sticky. So let's see. I think I'd rather lay a regular tile. I've laid a lot of tile, and there we go. I think I'm getting it nice and tight there. Okay, now that's coming off. I'll pull my stuff out. As I do it, I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to be pushing slightly this way, so I make sure everything is tight as I do it. This stuff is tricky, man. It sticks. I hope I never have to take this off. Or if this trailer is ever totaled, what will probably happen is this will probably be the only thing that survives in it. Just like that. I'm going to take a look and see how I did. Yeah, it's pretty good. I have a little bit of a gap there, but forget it. There's nothing I can do about it. So there we go. So now I'm going to do the back wall. Let's do the back wall now. So what I've done is I've just peeled it back here a little bit. I don't want to peel the whole thing because it might try and stick on me, and then I'm in real big trouble. I put my caulking back there, my silicone, and then I don't know if you can see here, there's a bigger tile, smaller tile, bigger tile. So I want to, in this corner over here is a smaller tile. So I want to be big tile here. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I want to do is I want to try and line all this up so it's lined up. I'm pushing real tight against that other side. It's kind of stuck there now. Boy, this stuff sure makes me nervous. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. Okay. That's it. Doesn't look too bad. On to the next one. Here's the next one. Wish me luck. So here's a small tile, and then I got a, over here, big tile. Very important. And make sure you aren't doing an opposite direction either. So here we go. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line all these lines up too. Make sure I get it right. Looks pretty good. So if I don't get this right and square and level or plumb across here, I'm putting one more layer up here, just like 3 rows up here. I want to make sure it's going to set nice here. So I'm pulling the stuff back as I go, pushing this way as I do it, so everything's tight. I could see where somebody could mess this up if they don't take their time and do it right. So that worked out pretty good. I'm going to push this all in place. And then I'm going to get started doing this top row up here. I want to show you how I cut this. What I do is I fold it there. I have 3 tiles. Take my utility knife. Just run my blade down here. Like that. Cuts really easy. Just like that. I'll cut this one. Just like that. Got 3 more cut. Easy. I just thought of something here. I'm going to install it like this because I was looking here, and if I go right here, here's the seam here. I think I'd rather have it like that, so that it kind of breaks up. So if you see a line, here's a panel, it won't just carry through and look like just one line up. Plus, I just saw this. I don't think you can see it, but this is about roughly, this one is roughly a 16th of an inch or less lower than this one. So you can kind of see it, but not too much. But I can see it. So if I go like this, I can actually push it down and then you don't see anything. So I'm going to go this route and just put it up like this. I took one of these and cut it in half. So here's one, it'll go right here. And this one will go over here. And you got to pay attention to make sure you have a big tile next to a small tile. My wife just came out and checked on me, and she told me that she saw somewhere on YouTube or somewhere where if you wet the wall slightly, not soak it, it helps in installing these, that you might be able to move it around slightly and the water dries and then it adheres real well. So I'm going to try it out. Why not? So I just wet this rag, that, And then I'm just going to wet the wall right where I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's wet, but it's not like dripping wet. It makes sense. So there we are. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to do this one first. Let's see, I'm going to go this way. Still sure is sticky. Okay. This one's so small I could probably just strip the whole thing down. It might work. Seems like it moves a little bit. I'll go ahead and wet it a little more. Just for giggles. Okay. So I guess starting this is the hard part for me. There we go. Let's just go like this. Okay. That water actually helps because I can move it just a little bit. So that works. Got my squares right. This will go here. You know, I actually like it better using the water. So she was right. That works. I can slide it in place just like that. That works a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and do the back wall. So I've wet this down. I'm going to start over here. I cut this just like I did over here. Probably blocking the camera here. Let's see. I can definitely feel I'm able to move it around slightly with the water. So
That was a good tip. Yeah, definitely better with the water. Now I'll do this one. The last one, I'm going to wet it just a little again. A little bit more. Just for fun. So my squares are right. Squares right. Put this on. Oh, that's a lot better. I wish I'd known that sooner. There we go. Now I have some more. What I got here is the stove ends here. So it ends about here. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to do one more row right here. So that we'll add it, it'll come to right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Final stretch here. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom. I wet the wall, so just so you know that I wet the wall. Put the silicone down there. I cut that old caulking even with there. So remember before I went from here, and I think it was up to here or something. So this one I'm going to go overlap. Just kind of like bricks. So this one. Hopefully we don't mess this last one up, huh? That worked out pretty good. That water's a trick, so remember that if you ever do any kind of tile like this, put water on the wall, just like that. I think this turned out pretty darn good. So here's the trim that I got, and I've been debating whether I'm going to place it around here, all the way around. And I'm thinking I am. Right now it just looks like tile up there, and usually it's trimmed out or up against a cabinet or something. So I think what I'm going to do is, this has adhesive on it. It's a little bit different color, but I think it'll be all right. If I turn off this light, it matches a little better, I think. Let's see back here. It looks pretty good. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this up. It's pretty cold in the trailer right now. So what I'm going to do is probably just heat this up a little bit with a hair dryer and put it on. But what I'll do here, I'm going to cut a 45-degree angle here and then just cut it off here. So it'll be a nice clean edge right there. So to put this trim on, I'm going to have to cut a piece for here, and then I'm going to have one go across here. And I'll zoom in close so I can show you what I'm going to have to do at this location right here. So right here, what I'll do is I'm just going to go like that, and I'm going to cut a 45 there, and then I'm going to go over here and I'll cut a 45 right here. And I'm going to zoom in real close and show you how I cut this material. So here's how I came up with cutting an angle on this, a 45. I took my square, I marked a 45 here with the pencil and on here. And then what I do, take this here, and then I cut it like this. Let me go back a little bit. And then I hold it on my pencil mark, and then I just move it over here to the end. And I got my line. And when I'm cutting this, I'm cutting at a slight angle, not much, into there. I'll tell you why in a minute. Just push down. And there you go. It's cut. So the reason I cut inward a little bit was so when I put them together, which it'll be the other way, there won't be any gap here showing. If I had it longer on the back side, I'd have a problem because it would leave a gap. So I cut it at 45. I'm going to cut the other one at a 45 and then butt them together and on the tile and make sure I got a nice clean joint there. And then I'll go ahead and peel this back and then stick it to the wall. Before I install this trim, I want to show you the top of this tile. I haven't shown you already. The edge here isn't really a clean look. And then you can see the black right here, which is the adhesive that holds the tile in place. So it's slightly away from the wall, not much. It would be okay to leave it like this, but I think it'd be a cleaner look doing the trim like that. So I'm going to get this trim on and we'll see what it looks like. Hopefully it looks better than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it up here. Hopefully I get this right the first shot. Hold that just like that so I have a nice clean 45. So that's my location for that. And then I'm going to remove this a little bit, pushing it against the tile. That. I'm just going to double check this one more time up here before I go nuts. And that still looks good. I'm going to take a little bit more of that backing off. I'm going to go all the way now. Hopefully I've cut this the right length. Yes, I did. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and push that down. And since it's cold in here, I'm going to take the blow dryer and just heat this up and then push it down. That turned out pretty good. Standing back, I think I like it better than what was there. So the piece that's going to go across here is going to go to that corner and then over. And I think rather than cut a custom corner over there, I got an idea since this is so flexible. I'm going to zoom in close over there for you to take a look in the corner. I'll hold something up to show you what I'm thinking of doing here. So this stuff, since it's so flexible, I could just cut the piece at a 45 and go that way. But I think this is what I'm going to do. What I did is I bent it, a sample piece, and I push it up in place like that. And I hope I can get my fingers out of the way for you. And then it's pretty tight. It looks fine. So I think I'm just going to go that route. And then there's less room for air and trying to cut this piece. So it's just right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started doing that other piece now. this is all dry fitted. I got this all cut and it's sitting in place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing off the adhesive for about this section here, and then all the way down here. I'm going to put this in place, all this in tight. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing right here up to here. Once I got this all tight, I got these joints all nice and tight, then what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and remove that backing tape along here and adhere it to the wall all the way down to this area here. So that way I make sure I got nice, clean, tight joints there, rather than start here, go around, and then go, oh no, I'm short here. So I can probably lose a little bit in the corner if I'm okay, and no one will ever see it. So I've got this adhered in place, and I got the backing just hanging there, and I'll work my way down and around. And then I have the same thing over here. I have that adhered in place with the backing hanging down, and same here. So I'll work my way down and I'll adhere this to the wall. Well, that's it, everybody. Turned out really nice. I'm glad I did the trim around it. It cleaned things up really nice. I'm glad I chose this tile. It kind of matches our blinds a little bit, and also it'll be good around the heat, and it's easy to clean if any grease splatter goes on it. It goes with all our other stainless things in this trailer. There's so many different types to choose from. Go to your local hardware store, see what they have. They can order you stuff too if you like, or go to Amazon, look around, search around, or search around online anywhere. I'll put in the description below this video links to the products I did use, and then maybe you can start from there, look around, and try and find something online. So I'm happy with this project. I'm glad you watched me through to the end here. Not too many people watch to the end. They get tired of watching. So anyway, feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and smash that bell icon to be notified of future videos. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you like. Feel free to leave comments or questions below the video, and I do my best to answer them as quickly as I can. If I don't get back to you right away, it's probably because I'm out camping. If you share your experiences in the comments too, of what you've dealt with, and if you've done this before, and challenges you've had installing it, or places you can find this different types of adhesive tile that sell stick tile, share it below. Other people read the comments, and you'll be helping others too. Okay, that's why we're all here, to learn from each other. And so I appreciate you watching again, and take care, and happy camping.